Okay, so we're back live now on the OB deck at St Francis Yacht Club, about to get race 5 underway. It's Wednesday, and as you would have hopefully seen, we did that little bit of a lead into today. The weather is way different, and we sort of tipped that there might be some issues down in the park, and in fact, which rig to put in, and we've got 2 that have changed up. John Winning Yandu has gone for the big rig, and Herman Winning in Appliances Online. 2 of our top boats in the regatta so far. John Winning, of course, is leading by 1 point to Howie Hamlin, and Herman is on in third place, 2 points behind him. Howie, we spoke to, as you've probably seen the interview, he hasn't even bought his big rig up here. He said this is really strange weather. He hasn't seen this for the 8 years that he's been coming up here. It's all been second sail, honking, Fremantle doctor style. As we were saying, the landmass heats up in the Sacramento Valley and sucks this air in, this cold air. But today it's not panning out that way. But the big interest for us is to see whether Woody and Herman have made the right call. Right now, they've got the right rig in. You've got a rig for the conditions. But I'm sure Howie and the rest of these guys with the intermediates are hoping it's going to puff and blow those guys away. We've got 2 races to get away. We're coming into the start of the 5th race. We'll come back to you shortly, and as they line up, see whether John Craig can get them away cleanly or not. Okay, so here comes the second start. Johnny Craig would like to think he's going to get them away this time, but remember we've got this current. There's over 2 knots of current running right to left across this screen of yours, and that is a problem when there's not a lot of wind. You've got to make sure you don't get too close too early. And let's see, Herman making a late charge for the boat end. Slam, Johnny Winning's in a nice spot. These poor tackers down here, Hark and the ASL boat and Asco trying to bluff their way in there. They've just got to be careful, these starboard tackers. Johnny Winning doesn't put his bow down. There's the gun. So we're underway. Clear start. Mick Lane got away well up on the boat end. Got a nice little jump there. Good lane. Howie Hamlin's well placed. Slam going out to the centre. And Harkin, probably the ASL boat down here, is going to cross the fleet on port. That line is biased to the leeward end, so it's on if you want to go down there. And he may just pull that off. Johnny Winning with the big rig coming right across. That's where the interest for us is today. These big rigs have about 20% more power than the intermediate rigs. Favour in their court at the moment. For mine, they'll do a lot of damage downhill. They'll be able to sail deeper angles and should do all sorts of damage. Today also we asked Mick Lane, he's been kind enough to wear our head cam, so hopefully he's remembered to turn it on, and if all goes well we'll be able to show you some onboard action off Macquarie, and if we can get that card back we'll mix that into the vision for our clip today. So there they go. For mine, Johnny Winning probably leading this pack into shore here, big rig, Panasonic Vieira, right on his transom, and Herman charging across here as well. Other boats have gone out wide. Howie's gone out into that tide area. I think these big rigs are going to get up there first. Anyway, we'll see in a minute. Come back to you when they get up under the bridge. Okay, so it would appear that the round 1 or leg 1 of this race has gone to the intermediate rigs, and in fact Slam is just rounding that Golden Gate Bridge turn mark. Nice little lead too. So Slam, as you recall, was one of the first to go right out wide, and second, third and fourth around, and even Mika is right in there. They're all small rig boats. So I think Woody in Yandu is behind. Can't quite make that out. But anyway, we'll see shortly. But it's certainly leg 1 to the intermediate rigs. They were the boats that went furthest out to the right. And my guess is there's a lot more tide out there. You could see those boats being sucked up towards the bridge, whereas the track that the big rig boats took more to the Chrissy Field side, they didn't get that tidal effect. So away we go. Driving off, the small rig boats are going to want to pressure their rigs up to try and get some pace out of their boats. They'll be sailing higher angles, and Appliances Online and Yandu will be sailing deeper angles with their bigger chutes. They've got probably 20% more horsepower in their rigs. So this is going to be interesting to see whether those little rigs can hang on to these big rig boats going down this course. So here comes our leader, and it's Howie Hamlin. And Asco right beside him, a little bit to leeward, and they're just about to make their way through the gate, and they can harden their angle up, but they're a bit slow there. I think you'll see how he just pressured the boat up. And as we thought, here comes the pirate ship. It was about 7th or 8th around that top mark, and it's already in 3rd position. And you can see the different angles that the big rig boat can sail. Those little rigs are heading out about, I don't know, 30 degrees higher. Herman's going straight towards that bottom pin. A lot shorter distance, and that's the power of that big rig. And Johnny Winning's come through as well, naturally, with that big rig as well. He's just probably got his nose in front of Trevor, who's got to heat up to get some speed out of his boat. Woody will just run over the top of him, I would think, which he's about to do. Trevor would probably want to call him up. That could give him some problems. Anyway, that's how it's looking. Our early leader, Slam, well, that was a mystery. We called him first around the top mark. Well, he's only just got started again. He capsized up there. We took our eye off him, but they've been in the drink. Now they're dead last. And there goes Macquarie, Michelane. Hopefully he's remembered to turn that head cam on, and we should be able to show you some vision off that boat. The bottom mark this time, and in fact Howie might have squeezed past. You can see the chute just coming off Howie's boat now. Herman's going through the drop as well. Johnny Winning's into third place, I think, or is Asco going to jibe inside him? But it's all happening down at that bottom mark. Yeah, Archie Massey just got his bow in there. Still got to get his chute off. Herman's trying to tidy up madly, and boy oh boy, Herman seems to be a bit slow. He hasn't got his bow up yet. So our leader is still Howie Hamlin at the bottom turn mark for the first time. So, but I'm giving that leg of the course to the big rigs because they were well back around the top mark and have come through to be third, I think, at this stage, and fourth. I think Johnny Winning has actually got through on Herman, or is that... I'm not quite sure. I can't call that. I don't think it's... I think it might have been Trevor, but Trevor's still going down with his chute on. So anyway, there's the action at the bottom mark. Howie leads. So up at the Golden Gate Windward mark, Howie Hamlin, nice break on Asco. Around comes Howie. That might be good enough for him, you know. That's a nice little break. The only thing he's got to do, and his crew, has just got to keep that rig upright. Chute going up now. Howie's got a nice break. So the big rigs, Woody's the first of those. He's in fourth place. Howie might just have hauled away enough to get his nose. We're not sure if this is a 2-lap or a 3-lap race, but my guess is it might be a 2-lap race because of the late start. Johnny Craig wants to get another race in after this to get the Regulation 2 races a day away. Now, therein lies a problem for the big rigs, so if this breeze keeps coming, they'll be in all sorts of strife in race 6 because they'll be over the top for those big rigs, and the little boats, the little rigs will just have a huge advantage on them. So we'll just have to wait and see if that is the way it pans out. How through the line comes Macquarie, Michelane, Jack McCartney just taking on that cruiser wash there. Whoops, just negotiated that. And Jack McCartney on chute and Big Peter Harris in the white shirt in the bow. They're improving as this regatta goes on, and Mick has got that head cam on. Hopefully we might be able to show you some vision as we've got him going through that particular part of the harbour. So there goes Howie Hamlin around the bottom mark. All he's got to do, we believe that this is the finish of this race. All he's got to do is work back to the finish, and I reckon he's got a race-winning lead there. He'd have to do something pretty drastic to miss out from there. And you can see the blue chute of Johnny Winning powering there. So the big blue chute has caught up dramatically. So I'm giving leg 4 to the big rig. And that place for Woody is not a bad place. He's currently in third spot. And that's where he needs to be if he wants to win this regatta. So nice job, those guys. Handled that chute well, got it down, tucked away, and they're in front of Trevor Barnabas. Remains to be seen who wins the drag back to this finish line. Just as Howie Hamlin is approaching this finishing line, Grant Rollerson and Slam has come back out in the water. They were the leaders at the first mark, capsized, don't know what happened, but they obviously broke something, and they retired. Obviously did the repair, and they're back out in time to greet the starter for the 6th race this afternoon, which will get away as soon as these boats cross the line. So here comes Howie Hamlin. He'd have a very big smile on his face because I'm sure he was concerned about not having his big rig here when he saw the two winning boys, Herman and his father, Johnny, go and put their big rigs in. That would have meant that he was at a disadvantage, but as the weather gods have smiled on him, and there's just been enough pressure for these second rigs to get the better of the big rigs, but not by much. And he'll get the whistle. There's our winner of race 5, a very, very happy Howie Hamlin. And the next boat to cross, they've done a great job right throughout this race with the second rig is Asco and Archie Massey on the helm and Danny Wisden in the bow. They've made a return to form. They had a pretty ordinary day yesterday, and that's a good spot for them. And when the discards start coming into play, they'll be right up there in the top part of this regatta on the leaderboard. And Johnny winning. Jags the third. He'll be pretty happy with that. Remains to be seen how happy he is for this second race. It doesn't seem to have kicked all that much more, but it's just on the edge for them. Johnny winning Yandu third. And Trevor Barnabas just rumbling in for a nice fourth.